According to boxing scene, sounds like Top Rank Lomachenko, Vasyl Lomachenko, high tech. Um, is trying to lowball Orlando Salido. This your boy CJ Goodfella back with the boxing clinic. Salido's not happy with his offer that he got from Top Rank and Lomachenko. But if it's the first offer, he pretty much don't ever accept the first offer. It's about what you're worth. He knows what he's worth. And pretty much, I don't know where he can go from here. Who's going to fight him, where he's going to make a nice amount of money at. And that's where Top Rank might have him boxed in at. But his mentality could be like this. I beat this motherfucker, man. I deserve more money, or I don't need this fight. I beat him. I don't have to do it again. I'd have been in plenty of fights in my career. I'm a name, and I can draw some more beatable opponents and make a name off that, and made you wish you would have came back and fought me. You know what I'm saying? And he did miss the 126-pound limit last time, and rehydrated as high as he wanted to. I think he got to the 140s or possibly the 150s versus Lomachenko, and this fight was at 126 pounds, and he beat him. Lomachenko's overlooked him. He overlooked him. He thought Orlando Salido was an easy lick. This is a pro who learned by fighting through the fire. And, he pulled out a lot of pro tricks that Lomachenko hadn't seen before in the amateurs. And how could you see him? You can spar, but you can't, prepare for a guy like Salido who uses awkward angles and who's really dirty and grimy in the ring and uses his head and everything he can use in those body shots. And Lomachenko did rally at the end, and I think he was content with just rallying. In the low ball offer that Salido's saying they are offering, he's not disclosing, or the article doesn't disclose on boxing scene. But I can believe it, though, for the simple fact that, Lomachenko's manager said, we don't need this fight. And this is a fight that, I thought Lomachenko wanted. And then he echoed what his manager saying. And you see how the white collars get in between, the good shit of boxing. Then he echoed what his manager said, I don't need him. We see how our careers went. I'm doing this, and then, pretty much he's falling. He's struggling with a guy already, disposed of, and he fought him 2 times. But what that got to do with you and him? You can't, do cross matchups in boxing, because styles make fights. And obviously he did lose to Rocky Martinez and drew with him the second time, and you knocked Martinez out. But at the end of the day, Salido still beat you head up. So don't you want to avenge that loss? And this is a way out, in my opinion, by Lomachenko. He's taking the easy way out, by not offering him. If he doesn't make this fight happen, he is. He doesn't want to. I don't think, after his recent comments, I don't think he wants to fight Salido. I think he wants to go on to bigger and better things. But why not just, get these skeletons out your closet, so people would just stop saying, "Oh, you lost Salido, you lost Salido," and people still gonna hold it over his head to the day he retired. So make the fight happen. If he doesn't make the fight happen, I'm blaming Lomachenko. Because in my opinion, these weak ass comments that he's saying now wasn't what he was saying before. He wanted the Salido fight, but now he's sounding like his manager. We don't need to fight. So if it don't come to fruition, it's fought, and it was a pussy move out. But let's hope they get it done. We gone.